Pierce is back from injury rehab. So is Ronnie Cedeno. And a new face, Jason Grillet, hoping to add some help to the bullpen. PNC Park is the place for Game 1 between the St. Louis Cardinals and your Pittsburgh Pirates. Hi again, everybody. Along with Steve Blass, I'm Tim Neverett. Steve, every guy in that clubhouse is downplaying the importance of this series, saying it's just another game. You've been in some big series. You know what it's like.
Yeah, it's a little more than a regular game tonight. The Cardinals are in town, a big rival. The Pirates are in first place. So, yeah, there's a whole lot going around this game tonight. But the players have to approach it that way. They can't get too amped up or they'll lose their focus.
Right now, the Pirates on top of the Brewers by percentage points. And you see where they are, 2 games up in the loss column, which is very important.
Nice to see the Corsairs on top of the Milwaukee Brewers and the St. Louis Cardinals. Hope we can keep it up. And if we keep pitching like we've been pitching, that's a real possibility.
Going to need some good pitching tonight because the Cardinals have some big bats in the lineup, starting with Albert Pujols. Matt Holliday, 4th in the league in batting average, and, of course, the resurgent Lance Berkman.
Yeah, switch hitter. He'll be hitting righty, obviously, tonight. So 3 right-handed bats that Paul Maholm is going to have to deal with. Those are the matchups.
Pujols, Holliday, Berkman will face Paul Maholm tonight. Chris Carpenter going for the Cardinals. It is a big series in Bucktown, and the fans are hoping the Birds get beat.
And they gonna believe it. When you hear it, when you see it, when you read it. The wins and the money stack, PNC getting packed. Leave no doubt about it that the Bucks are us. Back on the scene, crispy and clean. Loyal fans of other clubs trying to claim a new team. And then you see us raising hell around the league. They should probably rename us devils, just like Wiz Khalifa. Got the nation rocking black and yellow, Cardinals and the Reds. Don't know what they gon' do. It's permanent. You can't get rid of us like a tattoo. Show that your imagination. This is real. Can you feel it? We no longer still sitting down. They call us Bucktown.
Former Steeler Chuck Jacoby with his new tune, Bucktown. And it is a Bucktown, a town of Buccaneer fans, as the Pirates and Cardinals will have the start of this game delayed expecting to start just after the bottom of the hour. In the meantime, sit back, relax, and enjoy the latest edition of Inside Pirates Baseball. Steve Blass and I will be back for the first pitch between Paul Maholm and Chris Carpenter. the Pirates. Game 1 of this 3-game series with Steve Blass. I'm Tim Neverett, so happy you're along tonight. Just getting things started a little bit later. A storm had passed through here, not too long ago. Thunder and lightning accompanying it, but it has gone. We'll miss PNC Park, we understand. Paul Maholm sitting next to pitching coach Ray Searage. Getting ready for this one tonight. Paul has been excellent here. His last 5 starts at home, Steve. He's 4-0 with an ERA of 0.84.
Well, it should be quite a matchup. He has been very, very good. Chris Carpenter is always good. He has been on a streak. It's surprising both of these starting pitchers are under 500. That's the astounding part of this matchup. But they are both terrific. They're both rolling. And you should see a whole lot of pitching going on tonight.
Ronnie Cedeno back after suffering a concussion on the 1st of July in Washington when he collided with National second baseman Danny Espinosa. Took him 21 days. And now he is back in the lineup. A capacity crowd here tonight. As,
the scene is set. The scene is set. We've been revving up for this. The Cincinnati series is great, 1, 2 out of 3. But people have been pointing to this series this weekend.
Cardinals will send Ryan Theriot out first, John Jay, then Albert Pujols, Matt Holliday, and Lance Berkman. 3 very tough customers in the middle of the order. Nick Punto is hitting 8th and playing second base tonight. The pitcher Chris Carpenter batting 9th, facing the left-hander Paul Maholm.
You take a look at that lineup: Holliday, Berkman, Pujols. That's a big 3 against anybody. I don't care how well you're pitching. That is the matchup. That's the marquee theme of this game. Maholm against the big 3 in my mind.
And Pujols has had very good success against Maholm. Maholm trying to limit that. So for Paul, he knows it's big. Veteran left-hander making his 21st start. And Tony La Russa, one of the game's most successful managers. Former teammate of yours at one point, right?
Way back when in the minor leagues, 1974. We were both kind of winding down, as it were. There's the big 3, and not to take anything away from the other guys in the Cardinal lineup. This is a very good baseball team. They're all very legit, but this is the marquee trio that Paul is going to have to deal with, and they're back to back to back. Pujols, Holliday, and Berkman. And it seems like every once in a while you see Albert come up 20 times in a game. He is that high profile a player.
And Albert didn't spend as much time on the disabled list as many thought after breaking a bone in his wrist. Maybe he is Superman, because he only took a couple of weeks off, came back after a non-displaced fracture in one of his wrists. And when you look at Pujols, he has 4 hits on this road trip. 3 of them have been home runs.
Albert's back. There's no doubt about that.
So the job tonight for Maholm, keep the ballpark home run free. But only 174 on the trip, 4 out of 23. The rotunda is packed tonight. Certainly an indicator that this will be a sellout crowd. Expecting the weekend to sell out.
Yep, and they're still streaming across the Clemente Bridge. So there are a few empty seats, but they're about to be filled. People still coming across.
And we are set for the first pitch of the ball game. Ryan Theriot, the shortstop, standing in against Paul Maholm, and we're underway. Strike 1.
And we were talking about this before, Tim. The players, are they going to be swept away? I don't think so, because they've really proven through the first part of this season that they are legit, that they can play with different people.
And already after the first pitch of the game, home plate umpire Laz Diaz is warning somebody on the Cardinal bench. Really sure who he was talking with, but you can see David Freese, a third baseman, pacing back and forth and was looking out at Laz Diaz as Diaz was addressing the bench. So not really sure what that was all about, except that somebody on the Cardinals side of things had upset the home plate umpire after the game's very first pitch. You're going to start arguing after the first pitch. It's going to be a long night.
Well, yeah, it could cost you a pitch or 2 on a call. Laz Diaz behind home plate, Wally Bell, the crew chief John Hirschbeck at second, Scott Berry.
Theriot fouls it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
You wonder if some of the Cardinals might be a little overamped. You're talking about the Pirate players, and a lot of these guys in the Cardinal team have been around. They've been through these kind of things. So interesting reaction. I didn't even think that pitch
was high or low is a problem as far as inside or outside, and that's the angle you can't see from the dugout. You can see up and down. You can't see sideways from there.
Ground ball wide of third base. Chase Darno aggressive after it, but it's a foul ball. Darno back at third base after starting a number of games at shortstop while Ronnie Cedeno was out.
They're here en masse to see if their Buccos can go toe-to-toe and come away with a win against the Redbirds.
3-2 now to Terrio.
And you don't want to give any free passes away to these three thumpers that are in the middle of the batting order. They're going to do their degree of damage usually. Sometimes you can contain them, but you want to have a lot of people on base in front of them.
There's a bouncer and foul ground.
I want to point this out about Paul Maholm. Paul has been pitching very well. 5 blown saves. He's got 6 wins. He could have 11. That's among the league leaders. But to me, the difference, not only pitching inside the right-hand batters, which has been well documented, but last year opposing batters against Paul Maholm 303. This year 236. Not giving up nearly as many base hits, not nearly as many base runners.
Got it. Strikeout number 1 for Paul.
And it looked like it might have been ball 4 if he doesn't go after it.
Ryan Terrio served a 1-game suspension yesterday. Sits down early.
Range Resources shows it's way up out of the strike zone. But I didn't hear anything from the bench on that one. I guess if you swing, you don't complain.
It was John Jay, the center fielder. 311 hitter. Strike 1 call. Jay with 7 homers, 25 runs batted in. Slightly open stance from the left side. And Maholm deals 0-1 to right field. Jones going back. Ball seems to be carrying well, and he's not going to get it. Jay will round second and head for third, and he is in with a triple.
Ball carried well to right field, and Garrett Jones will get several looks at it, I'm sure. Looked like he got up there. I don't know if it got over his glove or beside his glove, but Jay gave this ball a big-time ride, and there's Garrett. And I think he was there with a glove.
He just missed it. Well, that ball looked like he had a beat on it.
Yeah, in fact, that first look on the replay, I thought gave us a real good look, as opposed to the second one. But Garrett will probably tell you that he should have come down with that ball. Would have been a terrific play. Didn't happen, and the Cardinals get the strikeout, then the triple.
First one for John Jay this season. Now Albert Pujols at the plate. He swings and drives this one deep to center field. McCutchen going back, and you can say goodbye to that one. Albert Pujols has done it again to the Pirates. His numbers in this ballpark are ridiculous. And on this road trip, he has 5 hits, and 4 of them are home runs.
And the breeze is blowing in, and he hits it out of the ballpark to the big part of right center field. Down and away. That's not a bad location. No, he's just that good. He is simply that good.
Matt Holliday pretty good as well. 4th in batting average in the National League at .318. Well, for Maholm, 13 of his 50 runs given up this year have been in the first inning. And Holliday lifts one to right field. Jones will have this one. 2 men out. Let's take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders stats. National League home run leaders. Lance Berkman, the top man with 26. Albert Pujols on that list also with 22. Matt Kemp of the Dodgers, Prince Fielder in between, and Jay Bruce of Cincinnati. We just saw him. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click. Berkman takes a strike. 2 runs in for the Cardinals. A 2-run home run for. If you had to guess, you probably would have guessed right. Now we're Pujols. And that is inside of third and down the left field line. And Berkman will round first base. Presley's throw not in time, and a double for Lance Berkman, his 13th two-bagger.
These guys in the middle can do some damage. What a great look this is. AGH cam slows it down, makes it even clearer. No doubt about that one, and it's coming off the stand, so the ball in front of Presley, nowhere else for Berkman to go.
Berkman at second base, and David Freese at the plate. Up in the air to right. This one's deep. Jones going back. It is gone. A 2-run home run for David Freese, and the Cardinals have jumped out to a 4-0 lead in the top of the first inning. The ball is absolutely jumping off the bat tonight.
And that's against the breeze. It's kind of blowing in.
Opposite field home run for David Freese. Just hit a fly ball in the air the other way, and air took care of the rest. Yadier Molina, check swing into right center field for a base hit. Well, the Cardinals are living right tonight. We've seen a single now, a double, a triple, and 2 home runs off of Paul Maholm in the top of the first.
Yeah, you get a team that hits for the cycle in 1 inning.
And Paula has not thrown a lot of pitches, Steve, only 17.
But not many of them have gotten to McHenry.
And I think many who are here tonight in this capacity crowd kind of shell-shocked early on. Cardinals come in a game behind the Pirates in the Central Division standings. A very important series in terms of where they are in the standings. Pirates going to take care of business, finding themselves down 4-0 without even coming to the plate yet.
And nothing cheap about it except for that single. Everything else has been tattooed.
So here's Nick Punto, the number 8 hitter in the order, with Yadier Molina at first base. Ball 1 to Punto. Punto's played third. He's played some first. Played around the infield a little bit. That one looked like it caught part of the strike zone. Now Paul behind 2-0.
And you don't want to let these Cardinals get too far down the street with Chris Carpenter. As well as Paul Maholm has been pitching, Chris Carpenter has pitching just as good. Just as hot.
And Maholm will pitch away from putting Punto on. And for any starting pitcher, it has to be unnerving to see your opposition in the on-deck circle and maybe even at the plate before you've had a chance to see your team get up. And a 4-pitch walk is issued to Punto. And all 9 men in the Cardinal order will come to the plate in the top of the first.
You might say, well, the delay could have something to do with it. I don't think Paul Maholm will make any reference to that. He's been around long enough, and he's been around enough delays. And Paul Maholm, that I know, is not given to excuses.
Well, the Cardinals now with 2 on and 2 out. Yadier Molina, the runner, at second base. Nick Punto at first. Lyle Overbay playing way behind him. Infield back. Outfield fairly straight away for Chris Carpenter. Garrett Jones shallow in right field. There's strike 1. Big secondary lead for Molina.
And you can't really get careless with Chris Carpenter. He's got a couple career home runs.
Carpenter 5 hits and 36 at bats. That's strike 2. So Paul trying to get out of the inning, and then hit the reset button.
You see the 2 home runs at Chris Carpenter in his 14th season.
Oh, 2 pitch. And a ground ball to short. Cedeno will throw on to first base, and that's the inning. 2-run home runs off of Paul Maholm, Albert Pujols, and David Freese. And the Pirates in a hole after a half inning, 4-0. Maholm trying to settle down now. Come out, retire the Cardinals and face the top of the order next time out. Top of the order for the Pirates up, brought to you by Toyota. Alex Presley and Chase Darno, then Walker, McCutchen, Overbay, Garrett Jones, Ronnie Cedeno slides into the 7th spot. Michael McHenry in the 8 hole, and Paul Maholm doing the pitching, batting 9th against right-hander and 3-time All-Star Chris Carpenter.
Making his 21st start, as is Paul Maholm. Stunning, a record under 500, but the good ERA, and that record will not stay under 500 if it's the Chris Carpenter we know. 138 major league wins, 90 losses. His percentage of winning terrific, and even better against the Pirates, 11-2 lifetime against the Bucks. We'll tell you more about him as we go along, but he is sitting on a 4-0 lead.
And Presley takes ball 1. Strikeouts to walks, 103 strikeouts to 34 walks. That's very impressive.
He's impressive in a lot of ways. He's just a real good major league pitcher. Former Toronto Blue Jay, now longtime Cardinal.
Starts off Presley 2-0.
Signed with Toronto in 1993, a first-round choice, but after the 2002 season, became a St. Louis Cardinal, and he hasn't missed a beat.
Faced the Pirates on the 6th of April in St. Louis and earned a loss in that game, if you can earn a loss, but it was handed the loss. And a 3-1 Pirate win, pitched 6 innings. And he's been an innings eater. He's 12 quality starts this season.
He started more games than anybody in the big leagues last year, 35.
2-1 is toward second base. Picked up by Terrio, and Presley. Bang bang play at first is out. 1 gone as Alex Presley grounds out. Now Chase Darno, the hitter. Albert Pujols talking to first base umpire Wally Bell. See that tape job he's got on his left wrist, his glove wrist. That was the one that suffered the non-displaced fracture a few weeks back. He has come back full speed and full power.
Yeah, we saw Andrew McCutchen coming into the dugout talking to Paul Maholm, talking about the carry on that ball that Albert hit. And Albert looked like, couldn't believe that it carried that far, and it did. You wouldn't believe it when we were looking at the flags, because it didn't look like the flags are adding to the carry. But off it went.
1-1 to Darno, third baseman tonight. Carpenter's pitch. Side 2-1.
Told you Carpenter's been pitching very well lately. Just check this out. Last 5 starts, a total of 7 earned runs. Is 4-0 in those last 5 starts.
Yeah, an ERA of 1.66. So he has been dealing. He had a tough go at the beginning of the season, by his standards. 2-2 now to Darno.
So he had to be, before these last 5 starts, he had to be 1-7. That's astounding.
Yeah.
Absolutely astounding.
Yeah, he's been pitching well, but you take Pujols out of that offense, and you're losing something. Obviously, you still have guys like Holiday and Berkman, but Dave Duncan, the pitching coach, has been by Tony La Russa's side for a long time.
But if you talk to Chris Carpenter and tell him that you don't think he's pitching as well because Pujols is out, you better duck.
Right. 1 out, nobody on. The 2-2 pitch to Chase Darno. Strikes out. And Carpenter, the first 2 hitters with little trouble, and now Neil Walker.
Right there. Cy Young Award winner in 2005 when he went 21-5. 8 double-figure win seasons. I mean, he's just been that good.
Walker takes strike 1. Neil's got that Jose Bautista look going.
Yeah, but so's Carpenter. It must be a popular thing if it's working for Jose Bautista in Toronto.
Even the little kids that go to the game, they splash a beard of paint on there, looking like that now.
Check it out. I mean, he's just he's been real good.
13 shutouts, 31 complete games. 2 balls, 1 strike.
And we have crowd microphones that are sensitive enough to pick up his displeasure when he throws a pitch that doesn't do what he wants it to do or go where he wants it to go. His standards are quite high.
3-1 to Neil Walker. Just looking for a base runner here, down 4-0. A pair of home runs. One by Albert Pujols, another by David Freese at the top of the first inning. Lowest career ERA against the Pirates, 1946, right at Terrio. Didn't have to move. And the Pirates down in order. We'll go to the second inning at PNC Park. 4-0 Cardinals.
Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go Bucks!
Cardinals hitting coach Mark McGwire. Although he didn't have to do much coaching in the top of the first inning, Cardinals took care of that with 5 hits. And back to the top of the order. Ryan Theriot, the shortstop and leadoff man, fouls the first pitch away off of left-hander Paul Maholm. And Theriot went down on strikes as the first hitter. It looked like things at the time, Steve, were going to start off well for Paul.
Yeah.
Ball and 1 strike to Theriot. At d'Arnaud. Gone for the Cardinals.
Who knows what would have happened if Garrett Jones had made that above-average catch for a second out? Who knows? We'll never know.
Fans, you can take the Pirates with you wherever you go this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Pirates game live or on demand or on your computer, your favorite devices. Visit Pirates.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. John Jay takes upstairs. Ball 1. Yeah, that's a good point you bring up about whether or not Garrett had caught that. Now you're looking at 2 outs and nobody on, as opposed to a man on third and 1 out, and Albert at the plate.
And in all fairness to Garrett, that would have been a very much above average catch. But I bet after the game he will tell you that he had a very legitimate chance because the glove was right in the neighborhood of the baseball to make that play.
It's a high chopper, and the way Jay runs could be trouble. d'Arnaud, quick release, got him.
Nice play. This play, he goes sideways instead of having to come all the way across and then in. He's closer to first base. I think he's trying to signal to Ronnie that he had the play made. Fans are booing Albert Pujols, and I know why they're doing it, but this has a funny feel to boo one of the best players, if not the best player in the big leagues.
If he finishes his career as a Cardinal, they will have a statue for him.
Yep.
There's no question about that. And the fans in that part of the world want him to finish his career as a Cardinal. Maholm looking in at Albert Pujols. And Pujols with another hit.
Just rakes. That's all he does is just hit.
Well, he's going to try for 2. Walker's going to have to dive, and safe is Pujols. Walker had to dive to get to the bag, but Pujols got there first. A double.
Looked like Albert hesitated around first base and then decided he was going to take a shot at it. So I don't know if anything happened with Presley in left field. Another line drive off the bat of Albert.
Alex fielded it cleanly. Look where the glove of Walker is. It's in between the leg of Pujols and the bag. The first leg that hit the bag came up off the base. It looked like he might have had it. He'll get that glove sandwiched in between the base and Pujols' leg.
We'll get a chance to take a look at the early part of Albert's trip out of the batter's box.
1-0 to Matt Holliday. Holliday flied to right in his first at bat.
Very well, you need a big out to keep this thing somewhat manageable, as it is right now.
And that's fouled off.
Okay, yeah, let's follow Albert out of the batter's box. And good hustle by the big man. Then, yeah, I think it was kind of a late decision, but worked out well. And Neil Walker trying to plead his case that Albert might have left the base.
1-1 to Matt Holliday. 1-2.
Good Maholm sinker.
Holiday played for Clint Hurdle for quite a while as a member of the Colorado Rockies. He was a huge part of that incredible run the Rockies had in 2007, winning 20 of their final 21 games. And Holiday down on strikes. Pujols gets stranded. Nothing across, one hit, for an inning and a half. 4-0 Cardinals. End of the top half of the second inning. Oh, that wasn't any good anyway.
Amazing how they split like that.
He is a very strong man to be able to do that. Andrew McCutcheon up in the air to right field. Lance Berkman tracks it down. Whatever jet stream was blowing that way in the first inning is not doing it right now.
Long way to go for this former first baseman, left fielder, Houston Astros.
Day Automotive key matchup of the day. Lyle Overbay, career versus Chris Carpenter. 6 out of 15. 3 doubles and a pair of runs batted in. And 333 against the Cards this year in a series back in early April at Busch Stadium. Day Automotive, we're going to make your day. Carpenter deals ball 1. Think she knows what's going on yet?
She's hoping for a 1-out rally.
To the gap in left center, but up in the air. And Holiday there. 2 outs.
Strike zone. Range resources downstairs. Staying away from the power. A lot of those left-handers still get under the ball. Sometimes they get enough. That time you did not get enough.
Carpenter perhaps wondering how he'll pitch that low that hit that high in the air. That's more like a ground ball pitch.
He's given up 10 home runs in his first 20 starts. Last year just 12 in 35 starts. Tremendous ratio. A lot of starts. You don't see guys starting 35 games anymore. It just doesn't happen.
0-2 to Garrett Jones. Up and 5 down for Chris Carpenter here. The first inning and 2/3. And Jones rips this one to right. And this one is carrying off the wall. Jones around first. And he'll be in with a stand-up double. first hit for the Pirates tonight.
And the only thing missing there was height. That ball was hit hard enough to give the Pirates a quick run. Look at that. Go downstairs. These left-handers will go down and golf the ball. They love to uppercut. And Garrett gets the comfortable bounce to let him cruise on into second base. So many different surfaces out in that scoreboard area that a ball can hit and bounce all kind of ways. Straight back, it can die against the chain link fence. It can hit a support and go sideways.
Ronnie Cedeno back after a 21-game layoff due to the concussion he suffered on the 1st of July in Washington. Went on the 7-day disabled list, which was new this year for head injuries. He recently completed his minor league rehab with AAA Indianapolis. Oh, by the way, has a 10-game hitting streak he's resuming. And make it 11.
And make the Pirates on the board.
Here comes Jones and Ronnie Cedeno. Welcome back. An RBI single for the Pirates shortstop.
Big to answer. Big to answer. Get on the board. See where it takes you. Nothing cheap about it. That ball in the hitting zone, up and in. Major league hitters make a lot of money hitting that kind of pitch right there.
Now Carpenter facing the catcher Michael McHenry. And McHenry off the glove of Carpenter.
Perfect.
Everybody's safe.
Well, that's the perfect situation because if Carpenter gets it, it's easy. If he doesn't get it at all, it's still easy for the second baseman. But he gets a piece of it. He's big, 6'6", and that lets the ball die.
Died in the infield grass.
Nothing anybody can do with it there. Paul, get yourself a base hit here. Help yourself out. It's not against the law.
Ball is 4 out of 35 at the plate. He will take inside ball 1. He represents the game's tying run. 1 run is in on the RBI single by Ronnie Cedeno, following up the 2-out double by Garrett Jones. Jones scored.
He lets Cedeno go as far as he wants. They're going to try to protect as much of the infield by spreading out as they possibly can. They're not concerned about Ronnie going anywhere.
1-1 now to Mahalam. Cedeno at second base, extending his lead a little bit. And Mahalam takes inside 2-1. Paul seeing if he can do some damage against his counterpart tonight. Alex Presley on deck. He hopes to get a chance this inning.
Let's get some flair to drop in somewhere. Put it in play, Paul.
Yeah, and Mahalam, a base hit to center field.
Send him.
Here comes Ronnie. Throw to third, and McHenry's going to be hung up. The run has scored, however, and McHenry tagged out. But Mahalam drives in the run and cuts the lead in half. Cedeno an RBI single. Paul Mahalam an RBI single. And after 2 complete, Cards 4, Bucks 2.
Mulholland. My concern was where Ronnie Cedeno was when the play went to third base, whether he was going to score before there might have been a tag. So I was wondering if McHenry was stopping on purpose to make sure that he got in a rundown. There goes Ronnie. Ronnie is looking back a little bit, it seems like. Just want him smoking as hard as he can in case the out occurs, because if it occurs before he touches home plate, obviously the run does not score or count.
You saw Ronnie pull up for just a second, and then he sped up again, realizing what the situation was. He needed to get across home plate.
Yep. Regardless, the Pirates cut the lead in half, and that is huge. Paul Mulholland really helping himself out. Pirates having a lot of good things happen there. The ball tipped off Carpenter's glove, and then the pitcher, Paul Mulholland, driving in a run. Good stuff. Back in the game.
2 runs on 3 hits for the Pirates. 1 left that inning. And here is Lance Berkman.
And all that happening, by the way, at the bottom of the batting order and with 2 outs. Good stuff for the Pirates to get back in the ball game.
In the dirt. Berkman is the first St. Louis switch hitter with 25 home runs or more since Mark Whitten had 25 in 1993. Berkman with 26 to lead all National Leaguers. And a chopper over the mound. This will be a tough play, and it'll be a base hit. Check in with a third member of our crew tonight, Dan Potash.
All right, Tim, thank you very much. Well, with all the winning that the Pirates have done this season, kind of makes you think about that 1997 squad that made a run at a division title. So let's take you back to July 22nd, 1997, and 51 wins, just like the Pirates have right now, was good enough for the Astros to hold on to first place. And there are your Buccos in second place and the St. Louis Cardinals in third place. Once again, battling for position in the division, just like they are tonight, guys.
Freaky.
Yeah. First place on the line, though.
The freak show.
Here's Freese. He had an opposite field home run. Freese, a St. Louis guy, originally with the Padres, and was involved in a trade involving Jim Edmonds. Edmonds wanted to be closer to home, and they brought the hometown kid back to St. Louis, and Freese. Went to Lafayette High School in St. Louis, the same high school that produced the Phillies first baseman Ryan Howard. Freese knows a lot about what Neil Walker goes through, being a hometown guy on a pretty good team. Chest high to Darno. Walker the turn. Yeah. Double play.
Well, the Pirates ice him with Freese. I don't know how you want to say it, but anyway, they got 2 outs. Around the horn.
You were just sitting on that comment, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's a room service double play ball there to Darno.
Good strong throw. 2 long throws. Good throw by Darno to Neil Walker, and that's the key to that one. Just get it over there, chest high. Have to be so hard that you don't want to have him forced to reach anywhere.
Inside to Yadier Molina. Molina had a check swing, excuse me, base hit to right center field in the first inning. 1-for-1. One is the count.
I wonder if Pirate fans, veteran Pirate fans, will remember Gene Freese with the Pirates and George Freese, brothers that played some infield for the Bucks way back when. Played on a team with Gene. Augie. I don't know where he got the nickname. Augie Freese, former Pirate.
2-1 now to Molina.
I guess it was just part of that deal that Bob Prince had a nickname for everybody.
Yeah. Well, the Parrot struck out again.
Parrot has a nickname. The Bird.
To right field, fairly deep. Jones going back. He won't get it. Molina's got his second hit. This time it's a double that comes with 2 outs. Molina going down and taking the outside pitch the other way. That's a good part of the bat on it.
Molina has done his share of damage against the Pirates through the years.
The Pirates will elect to walk Nick Punto here with first base open and get to Chris Carpenter. Base hit for Berkman to start the inning. Then David Freese bounced into the around the horn double play. And Molina now the double. So Punto will be put on.
And whenever you get behind early in a ball game and then you come back and start to nibble into that lead, the minute you score, you want to put up a 0 the next at bat for your opponent. It just let that comeback effort stand up there for as long as you possibly can. And it starts with that first 0, and Paul needs to get Carpenter out to make that happen.
The Pirates have dealt with major injuries at the catcher position this season. See how Michael McHenry has both figuratively and literally backstopped the Pirates pitching staff through it all. Catch all this and more when we go inside Pirates baseball tomorrow night at 6 on Root Sports. The Fort. Pitch to Carpenter. And a base hit. And the walk backfires as Molina comes around to score the Cardinals' 5th run.
Both pitchers contributing. This one hurts. Check the location. It's not all that bad a pitch downstairs, but it looks like the Cardinals are thinking low against Paul Maholm, getting those low pitches and going down and doing some damage with them. You'll talk about a pitcher having a game plan. Well, offense lineup with the bats can have a game plan too.
1 run in here in the top of the 3rd. Terrio takes a strike. Terrio got into it with an umpire last Sunday and was ejected for the first time in his career at Cincinnati in the 6th inning for arguing a call at second base. Sat out yesterday's game against the Mets. And now more squawking from the Cardinals as Laz Diaz now talking with Jose Oquendo, the third base coach, chirping with was it Chris Carpenter at first base? I mean, he's got a 3-run lead and he just drove in a run. What's he got to complain about?
And Laz Diaz says to Tony La Russa, get in the dugout.
Well, Tony is just standing there. He doesn't want to leave. So that is the second time that we have seen Laz Diaz chirping at somebody with the Cardinals, and we're still very early in the game. One to Terrio. Terrio's probably relieved that somebody else is getting into it with an umpire instead of him. Two balls and a strike. Holland missed up high.
Well, we've already got more hitting than I thought we were going to see tonight. 7 runs so far against 2 pitchers that have been pitching extremely well.
Holland has given up 9 hits already. A grounder to the left side. Darno throws low, scooped up by Overbell.
Wow. Shaky stuff.
Run on 2 hits. 5-2 after 2.5.
Sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Along with Dan Potash and Steve Blass, I'm Tim Neverett, and welcome back to PNC Park. 3-run deficit at this point, 5-2 Cardinals. And Chris Carpenter facing the top of the Pirate order, Alex Presley. For the second time, Presley takes inside.
Yeah, stay tuned in this one. This is a very choppy start to a ball game, something that I really wasn't expecting. So who knows how it's going to unfold, but so far not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of flow from either side.
Presley in the air to left field. And Holiday makes the catch, and Alex is 0 for 2.
You almost get the idea the Cardinals are an angry bunch coming in here tonight.
You can save big this Sunday by using your Giant Eagle Advantage card when the Bucks take on the Cardinals at 1:35. Purchase tickets on the day of the game and you'll save $5 off select reserve seats. Purchase in advance and double that savings to $10 off. To get tickets, visit the PNC Park ticket windows or go online at pirates.com/advantage card. This is what you need right here. The Giant Eagle Advantage card.
I have one.
Me too. Use it at the gas station also.
Yeah, well, I use it mostly at the grocery store, but I see what you mean.
Use it at both.
That's right. Perks.
Chase Darno struck out in the first, went down looking. Two-0 pitch. It's 2-1.
I've had my Giant Eagle Advantage card so long they can't scan it. They have to punch in the numbers.
It's all worn out in the back.
It is.
Looking right down the line. And Darno to right field. Berkman there. Everywhere the Pirates hit it, there's a Cardinal. And Berkman is not the most fleet of foot anymore. In fact, Tony La Russa has had him play first base occasionally this year, with Albert Pujols moving over to third.
Not totally unfamiliar positions for either one, because Albert played a lot of third early in his career, and Berkman down in Houston played a lot of first, a lot of left, you know, with a short porch in left field at Minute Maid.
Saw him come out for early work today when it was about 100 degrees. And you know they're good. I mean, the good guys come out at 2:45 in the afternoon on a game day when it is smoking hot outside. Mark McGwire was there. What can he he's just watching. And this one goes to left field. 1, 2, 3 go the Pirates in the third.
Sports is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks!
John Jay will lead off against Paul Maholm to start the 4th inning. 5-2 St. Louis. Lightning going off overhead in the area. So maybe the storms aren't completely through the region. This game did start 30 minutes late due to an afternoon or late evening, I should say a late afternoon storm that rolled through. Early evening. 1-1 to Jay. Swing and a miss. It'll be nice for Paul to settle down now and start getting some guys out consecutively.
We can put some zeros up so that we can pick away at that 3-run deficit.
2-2 to Jay. Jay got things going in the 1st inning with his 1-out triple off the wall. Pokes this one right at Cedeno for the out. 1 gone. It's time for tonight's trivia question, brought to you by AT&T Mobility. While with Seton Hall, Jason Grilli set a Big East record for strikeouts in a single game. How many did he have?
I'm going to guess 19.
You're going to say 19? All right, these are just guesses on numbers here. 19. I'm going to say 17.
You know, it's not just getting dark. It's getting dark here.
Dark early. And the moisture's coming from the skies again. Albert Pujols at the plate with a 1-0 count. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
What did you say? He came into the game hitting .576 against Paul, something like that, some outrageous number.
.576.
He's added to that, obviously.
He is now 21 out of 35 against Maholm with 2 home runs.
Crazy numbers.
Down to 3rd. And Darno throws on to first base. And Albert Pujols made an out.
Alert the media.
He's been doing that a lot on this road trip. Again, he came into tonight's game just 4 out of his last 23. He is 2 for 3 tonight. See Dan Potash in the camera well there, hanging into the last moment.
The attempt.
So he tried the high 5 technique. Maybe he try 2 hands next time. You're supposed to catch a ball with 2 hands, aren't you?
Yeah.
He's redirected.
It's redirected
Off the post.
Off the post. I like it. I like it.
I'm sorry. Did I drop a hockey term? Oh, I'm sorry.
Holiday to right field. Here comes Jones with a running catch.
Long came Jones.
And the Cardinals are gone in order. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Pirates down 5-2. Runs on 4 hits for the Bucks. A little bit of rain on a free shirt Friday. Jason Grilli, while at Seton Hall, he set a Big East record for strikeouts in a single game. How many did he have? Steve, you said 19. I said 17.
Survey says
18.
Nice.
April 26th, 1997. And McCutchen starts the inning off with a base hit. 1 for 2 for McCutchen. And that pitch seemed down.
A lot of pitches delivered downstairs have not been effective. They've been hit.
That is the first hit for the 1 through 5 hitters in the Pirate order. Rain coming down a little harder now. Lyle Overbay facing Carpenter. The pitch, it's outside. Now, with at least 15 starts, only one pitcher in history has a higher winning percentage against the Pirates than Chris Carpenter. That's John Tudor. Tudor went 17 starts, which Carpenter has tied tonight. Tudor was 9-1 against the Bucks. Carpenter 11-2 in his career.
And John Tudor threw at about 81, 82 miles an hour.
Overbay right through that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. John tried to fool you.
Oh, and he did.
While Overbay fly to left field. Second out of the second inning. For 1, McCutchen at first. And Overbay rips this one foul. Right past the ball girl. That was a hard hit ball.
I think she made a stronger attempt than Dan did, though.
Well, she tried to go with 2 hands, but Dan only tried 1.
This play off the post, this one around the boards.
Around the dasher.
Look at that. He's got all the root sports equipment that you can possibly have delivered.
That's his retractable root. And a foul tip for a strike. And Overbay down on strikes. He's 0 for 2.
Fastball up and in far enough to kind of time up.
He is now in 4th place in Cardinal history with 987 strikeouts. He has been pouring them on. 105 on the year now.
Goes past Matt Morris. Gordon, former Cardinal, former Pirate.
A lot of smiles around Bucktown these days. He'd be smiling more if Garrett Jones got into one here. He did last time, just a little bit shy of hitting it out over the Clemente wall. Got a double, scored a run in the second inning. Shatters his bat.
Wow, that's kindling.
Right at Nick Punto. That bat just blew up. I don't know how many pieces they'll have to pick up. I think there's some toothpicks in among the kindling.
Yeah, there really is.
Well, they got whatever they could find remaining in that one.
It's like the residue of a Styx concert.
So here is Cedeno, an RBI single and a run scored in the second inning with McCutchen at first. And pitch outside and low.
Promising start with a leadoff base hit by Andrew McCutchen. You might think about a possible running game. Well, Carpenter's been around a long while. He knows how to hold a runner on in Molina. is very good.
Molina, one of the best defensive catchers in baseball.
That includes throwing.
2-0 to Ronnie. He has hit safely in 11 straight. When he went down on the 1st of July, he hit in 10 straight. So it continued tonight, and he got the extension of that streak out of the way. This is his second streak of at least 10 games this year. 2-0. And a bouncer towards short. Terrio backing up makes the play, and the Pirates are done in the 4th. Cardinals lead at 5-2, heading to the 5th at PNC Park. We're back. Pirates wouldn't mind if the Braves helped them get a little cushion. And St. Louis just the game back of the Buccos and the Brewers. Brewers playing later in San Francisco. Brewers can keep playing those road games. They haven't done all that well on the road. They have been terrific at home. 33-14 at home for Milwaukee. 20-33 on the road. Lance Berkman fouls this one off. 1 to Berkman.
He's got it up to 290 now. His 2 base hits tonight. From Houston to the Yankees last year, didn't go well, but boy, has he found a home in St. Louis. That's Berkman, leading the National League with 26 home runs.
And on the all-time switch hitter list in terms of home runs, he is in 4th place. 353 career home runs. Certainly won't get one on this at bat as Mulholland takes care of him. 1 down. If you've got a question for us, now is a good time to ask it. Grab your cell phone and text the keyword booth, followed by your name and question to 412-412. We may answer it on the air later in the game. Remember, message and data rates may apply.
Well, let's see who would be ahead of him. Berkman, switch hitting home runs. Mickey Mantle, Eddie Murray.
Yep.
There's one more. One more.
David Freese takes a strike. Ball and 1 strike. Well, the guy that is also on that list is currently playing. So you got Mickey Mantle, Eddie Murray, Lance Berkman. Pirates will see his team on Monday. The pitch is outside. 3-1 to David Freese. Although he won't be playing because he just had knee surgery. He'll be back though. You're looking a bit chipper today, Steve. And a line drive to left field. That's a base hit.
Chipper Jones on the Braves. Yep. Well, we have a moment. We'd like to send out a special hello to Jack Yakum, who was watching his beloved Buccos down in Morgantown under the weather. And our thoughts are with you. Jack, thinking about you. Get you back in the starting lineup, get you off that disabled list. But thanks for caring enough to follow your Buccos.
1 out and 1 on for Yadier Molina. Ball delivers low, ball 1. Two for 2, single double, and a run scored. Cardinals 5 runs on 10 hits. Pitch on the way. That's a strike. And what we've seen out of Paul, and still the Pirates are very much in this ball game. He's kept them there even after struggling in the first inning, facing 9 men, giving up 4 runs, 2 home runs. We've seen the very good Paul Maholm. He has perhaps been the most consistent pitcher in the Pirates staff this whole season. Right into the d'Arnaud. He goes to second for 1. How do you like that?
Pickett
For a double play.
Pickett Wilson.
Chase d'Arnaud. That is a sweet play by the rookie third baseman. Short hop, and how do you do? Into that inning-ending double play. And now on the bottom of the 5th inning, Michael McHenry takes a strike. Chris Carpenter. McHenry an infield single in the 2nd inning. Looks at the breaking ball for a strike. I want to talk about consistency. 18 of the 20 starts prior to tonight for Chris Carpenter have been 6 innings each or more. 11 have lasted 7 or more. Swinging bunt. Carpenter throws out McHenry. So nice. We got to show it to you twice.
Yeah.
Play made by d'Arnaud.
A hot corner. This is a great reaction play. That's ball small. Flags it down. After that, it's easy. But the play was made off the bat. Oh, this is going to be fun. AGH cam, beautiful job of him having the glove. Probably not even looking because the ball was blistered so quickly and got to him so quickly, just hoping he would have the glove in the right spot. He did. And after that, it was easy. The AGH cam really shows it that he probably never saw it go into the glove.
Easy out for Pujols, and Mahalam's gone, 2 away. And just before throwing that pitch, Chris Carpenter had stepped off the mound because he had seen a bolt of lightning off from the distance. Just a gorgeous look at downtown Pittsburgh and the Allegheny River. Convention Center off in the distance.
There's been an electricity around the town about this ball club, and there's a lot of real electricity in the lightning around here tonight. It's been a show.
Ball 1 to Alex Presley.
One more out, and we do have an official baseball game with the completion of the 5th inning. You can't let a guy like Chris Carpenter get on a roll, or you'll just look up and all of a sudden you're in the 7th or 8th inning and you're looking up at a score that is not in your favor. And he can get on that kind of roll very quickly.
Pirates would like to find a way to get into that Cardinal bullpen. They have been struggling, and on this current road trip, Steve, the Cardinal pen is 1-4. And Fernando Salas, their closer, has allowed 2 walk-off home runs. One to Brandon Phillips of the Reds and another to Angel Pagan of the Mets. And a walk to Presley with 2 outs. Pirates with a man aboard for Chase d'Arnaud. Chris Carpenter continues to bark at home plate umpire Laz Diaz.
Pitch.
Might have a case. But as you know, Steve, you can't pitch an umpire too.
No, it is the umpire's strike zone. And the more you bark, the less calls you get, usually, the way it works.
Strike 1 to d'Arnaud.
The first 2 runs, or the only 2 runs scored by the Pirates, came after 2 outs. Similar situation here, but in a better part of the batting order, although that 2 spot was created and produced by the bottom part of the Pirate batting order.
Now d'Arnaud in a hole, 0-2.
Tough spot for a young hitter against a veteran pitcher like Chris Carpenter.
d'Arnaud out of Pepperdine.
Carpenter out of New Hampshire.
The whole state. Actually, Exeter, New Hampshire, which is on the seacoast. Lives in St. Louis now, in the offseason. Strike 3 called, and for the 2nd time tonight, Chase d'Arnaud has gone down on strikes.
Play tonight. They've bounced into 107 on the season. That is the most in the National League. In fact, Albert Pujols has bounced into 22. On the flip side, the Pirates have turned 2 double plays tonight. They now have 96 on the season. That's the second best in the National League. Guys, you know as well as I do that Paul Maholm gets a lot of ground ball outs, but not as many as Charlie Morton. And we'll see him tomorrow.
Nick Punto tries to bunt his way on and fouls it off. Well, yeah, right now the order of the night for Paul Maholm: get ground ball outs, get outs any way you can.
Yep, keep it under control. Pirates still very much in the ball game, and you know, I have a funny reaction to double plays. People say that's not a good stat because that means you got a lot of runners on base. I think it is a good stat because every team has a lot of runners on base. You know, every pitching staff is going to have runners on base. So turn a lot of double plays because that's part of the action, right? No problem with a lot of double plays.
Two one is fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nick Punto has walked. There's Correa. He'll go tomorrow night against Jaime Garcia. And Charlie Morton will go Sunday against Kyle Loesch. There was some question as to whether or not Loesch would pitch on Sunday. Sent back to St. Louis after the New York series. Inflammation in his right middle finger on his pitching hand. And word was he was on his way back to Pittsburgh for this series. And no word on whether or not he will or will not pitch on Sunday yet. Long run from McCutchen. One gone. This Sunday, Pirates will host the Cardinals at 1:35. It's Kids Day. All kids 14 and under get a Jose Talbot replica alternate jersey, courtesy of Chevrolet. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street, and stay after the game when all youngsters are invited to run the bases, thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. To get tickets, visit pirates.com.
You got soon inflammation in your middle finger. You know, you get that examined. You know, it's not easy being polite. That finger examined.
Carpenter drives out.
Yeah, you better get that examined in private because you could offend somebody.
Yeah, he made it back. He's got his finger wrapped up. To see the doctors in St. Louis. If Loesch couldn't go, it'll either be Lance Lynn or P.J. Walters, according to some reports out of St. Louis. Ryan Terrio takes low and in.
Loesch, an 8-game winner, 19 starts. 8-7 on the year.
Maholm's 1-0 to Ryan Terrio. Speed in for a strike. Pirates will have Neil Walker, Andrew McCutchen, and Lyle Overbay up in the bottom of the 6th inning, trying to get the bats going. A little looper on the infield. Cedeno, lots of time, gets it. 1-2-3 go the Cardinals in the top half of the 6th. Time to check out tonight's freeze cam off the bat of Michael McHenry and off the glove of Chris Carpenter for a base hit in the Pirate half of the second inning. Right there. And that was the Coors Light freeze cam, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Carpenter going into the sixth inning facing Neil Walker, who was 0 for 2. Walker lined out to the shortstop Terrio and has flied out to left field.
You need to try your best to get something done here, because you project this. This is the sixth inning, the heart of the Pirates batting order. If Carpenter gets beyond these guys in the middle, then he can go into the bottom of the seventh, perhaps a breather type of an inning, and that takes you even closer to the finish line. So we'd love to do some work right here and make him labor at least. Come out of it with a run or two and get yourself back within 1 or 2. So Neil's dad, Tom Walker.
Fiance Mickey. We just had an electric show in the sky just as that pitch was coming to home plate.
I looked down my scorecard. I thought somebody had I thought they had appealed and granted the appeal. I was going to say, what's that all about?
Oh, it was horizontal lightning that went all the way across downtown Pittsburgh. 2-1 to Walker, and he rips it right into the glove of Pujols.
That's the second ball he's hit right on the button. He hit a rocket to Terrio in the first inning. So Neil has had a couple real good at bats, nothing to show for it. Well, in the hitting zone and was hit.
McCutchen is 1 for 2. Had a leadoff single in the fourth inning and then was anchored there. Eventually forced out at second base when Cedeno hit into a fielder's choice. That ended the fourth inning. On a strike to McCutchen. All-star center fielder. Takes a strike, 1-2. Carpenter painting the inside corner.
Still at 93. He's been around a long time, but gets the ball to home plate, 90+ miles an hour.
That's outside for a ball, 2-2.
He has had a lot of arm issues during his career, but he's still throwing 93 miles an hour.
Fills it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Andrew McCutchen. Pirates trying to get a man on with 1 out. And the payoff pitch. Right field line foul. .70 pitch total, no more than 15 in an inning. Even in that 2-run second, only threw 14 pitches. There's a base hit.
Just beyond the reach. At some point, you may be forced to gamble somewhat on the base pass. With as good as Carpenter is, you don't figure to put a lot of hits together, string a bunch of them. I'm sure the Cardinals will keep an eye on Andrew, and so will we. Just out of the reach of Albert.
Now, McCutchen hasn't stolen a base in a long time. I mean, he is the team's leading base stealer at 15, but his last stolen base, Steve, came on the 25th of June. It's been almost a month. And Donnie texts the booth and says it seems Andrew McCutchen hasn't stolen a base in a while. Well, we just told you how long.
Probably going to have to take that question to Andrew.
He has the green light. It's by Overbay for strike 1.
Carpenter reaching 94. On a hot night.
McCutchen, when we were in Houston, we were talking about Ricky Henderson and the way that he used to steal bases, and McCutchen studied him. Talked about his technique. Pirates down by 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning, 5-2 St. Louis. Albert Pujols holding on Andrew McCutchen. Here comes the 1-1 to Overbay from Carpenter. Side 2-1. But the stolen base is an art, and Andrew again, just his second full major league season.
It's a thin line too. You don't want to run into outs,
especially when you're behind. But at the same time, I'm trying to get a guy in scoring position if you can. Three balls and a strike. And Overbay in front of Carpenter. Garrett Jones on deck.
He struck out once the last time up. So again, they'll watch Andrew. 3-1 count. Not a bad pitch to run on. Thinking along those lines. Just from a guessing standpoint, I'm going to guess he's going to go.
Well, he's got his lead off of first. Overbay awaits the 3-1 pitch from Carpenter. There goes McCutchen. Overbay fouls it back.
And as big a bounce off the bricks as you're going to see. That ball coming back, bouncing all the way out to fair territory. Andrew takes off.
They want to see him do it again.
Andrew's fun to watch play baseball.
It's full count now with 1 out. And there he goes again, and Overbay rips it down the right field line, fair. Bounces off the wall right out to Berkman. McCutchen will be held at third, and Overbay is in with a double.
And that ball was a rocket. It didn't have time to hook into foul territory.
Kind of a bad break here. If that one goes down in the corner, McCutchen might score, but it hits the wall and bounces out to Berkman.
Yeah, perfect bounce to Lance Berkman. A little concerned there for a moment about Overbay getting into second, but Cardinals not making a play on him. That ball is hit hard.
Double number 17 for Lyle Overbay. And now 2 men in scoring position. Garrett Jones representing the tying run.
And this big crowd getting a little energized here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One swing of the bat could turn this crowd upside down.
To left field, and this one might
drop. Get down.
It does. That's a fair ball. Overbay's going to get waved home. Going to second is Jones, and he is out. 2 runs come in. It's now 5-4.
Garrett Jones drops it down the left field line. That play in front of everybody. Well, particularly Lyle Overbay, who could see it very early that it was going to drop in. Well, Overbay there, he sees that Holiday's not going to get to it, and the Pirates within a run. Now we've got ourselves a ball game.
And Ronnie Cedeno follows that up with a base hit.
Pirates making a run here.
4 consecutive hits off of Carpenter. McCutchen single, Overbay's double, Jones a 2-run single, and Cedeno now with a base hit. He is 2 for 3, and Michael McHenry was 1 for 2 at the plate.
Activity in the Pirate bullpen, and it looks like the phone might be ringing for the Redbirds.
Carpenter's pitch, curveball, strike 1.
Well, we certainly remember when Michael McHenry did something very special in this ballpark in a similar kind of situation, not exactly the same, but and in the same scenario, similar scenario.
Swing and a miss. You're talking about the 8th of July off Carlos Marmol of the Cubs.
Yep.
And he
Unloaded.
Yeah, I think he provided enough electricity with that to light up downtown Pittsburgh. The way the crowd responded, it was a packed house again that night. Pirates trail by a run, 5-4. Cedeno the tying run on base. Time is called as McHenry sees a bolt of lightning over downtown. It distracted him, so he wanted time. McHenry shoots one to right field. That's a base hit. Cedeno going to third. And now the tying run 90 feet away.
Michael. A couple balls dropped in by the Pirates. First it was Garrett Jones, and now Michael McHenry. And you're going to get a pinch hitter for Paul Maholm.
Off the handle.
Yep. Still works.
Side out of it, down the right field side. And now first and third, Dave Duncan, the pitching coach for the Cardinals, is going to come out and visit with the veteran right-hander Carpenter. Pirates trying to come back here and get all the way back and even this thing up. Xavier Paul will be the guy called upon to do it. Paul is the lone left-hander off the bench that Clint Hurdle can call on.
Nine runs, 20 hits in this ball game, and we still got a ways to go.
Xavier Paul's pinch hitting numbers have not been exactly stellar, but there have been many nights he's gotten the job done. That has been when he's been in the lineup, probably more than as a pinch hitter, but he starts off with a ball here.
Like a poker game, though. The cards have no memory. Those previous at-bats are gone.
Cedeno at third, McHenry at first. 10 hits for the Cardinals, 10 hits for the Pirates. And a strike is called on Xavier Paul. Paul's average of .256 overall in the season.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, if we can get this thing back to square, we kind of like our bullpen compared to the struggles that the Cardinals bullpen has been going through.
Off-speed pitch tapped down to Pujols, and that takes care of that. Now the Pirates will have to go to the bullpen. Brandon McCutcheon will be coming out to pitch. Pirates get two more, trail by just a run, heading to the seventh.
sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
Cardinals got 4 in the first. Pirates have been clawing their way back. It's just a 1-run game now. St. Louis 5. And Pirates 4 heading to the 7th inning. A few moments ago for downtown.
Wow, I don't even think the AGH can slow that down.
Tony La Russa figure out what he's going to do the rest of the game here as far as his pitching situation goes. The Pirates will go to the bullpen, and Daniel McCutchen has been summoned.
And he is going to look right down the barrel at John Jay, Pujols, Holiday, Berkman, and company. But Daniel can hold the fort. 3 more innings to go. A lot of baseball left. And we are knee deep in a tight one.
McCutchen has made 6 straight scoreless appearances. He's been scored upon just once in his last 13 games. And Clint Hurdle, talking to the press this week, said that one of the more unsung guys that should get some more credit is Daniel McCutchen. He said he has been fantastic in his role out of the bullpen. Up in the air to center field. McCutchen right there. One gone.
And Daniel has been very good, but he's facing a trio that not many people have a lot of success with.
Our Coors Light cold hard blast going in the first inning. Albert Pujols. Home run number 22. That's our cold hard blast, brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Pujols has also doubled tonight. 2 for 3, grounded out to third his last time up. Pirates shifting, playing him up the middle, and he pulls it down the line. And Pujols is going to chug for 2 again. Presley throws, and Albert changes his mind. Keeps the force play in order.
Good hustle by Alex to get in and get that ball. Right over third base. Left fielder has to make sure, first of all, that ball's not going to get down in the corner. And then it's hustling in to get it when it's there in front of him. Albert's thinking about it and thinks better of it. Ray Searard's going to go out. Tim, I don't know if there's a more dangerous trio. I mean, you go around to Boston and the Yankees, but when you look down the barrel at Pujols, Holiday, and Berkman, I might put that trio against any threesome that you're going to face as a pitcher.
And especially the way that Berkman has played this year, that's made it a trio. You know, last year there were so many people that thought that, you know, he may have seen his best days already.
Yeah.
I asked Clint Hurdle today, I said, what were your thoughts on Berkman's resurgence? He said, well, it's a good thing there are experts because they were wrong on that guy.
Yep.
Berkman has been very, very good. Said he's been a model of consistency, and said the Cardinals as a franchise have been a model of consistency in dealing with adversity. They lose a lot of players and they replace them, and they end up with a guy like Berkman.
Personnel evaluation. Making the right decisions, catching a guy at the right time, taking a chance it works out. Sometimes there's not as much chance in it as you think. But the research is that good.
Joe Beimel, the left-hander, Chris Rysop, the right-hander.
That's it. You never know how much is left in the tank.
1-1 now to Matt Holliday. Matt Holliday made a case for himself in 2007 to be the National League MVP. Came up short in the voting, but he put that Colorado Rockies team on his back and carried them down the stretch all the way to the World Series.
double play candidate. He's hit into 10. Pirates have turned a couple tonight.
Dan Potash telling us earlier about the number that the Cardinals hit into as a team. Just the guy at first base. Pujols hit into 22 by himself.
Would you say the Cardinals lead the league in hitting into them, and the Pirates are second in the league in turning them?
107 as a team. 107 double plays hit into. So they've had some innings that have been killed. You get a guy on, you think you have something going, maybe with one out. And next thing you know, you're in the dugout. 1-2 strike pitch from McCutchen to Matt Holliday. And a ground ball to short. Cedeno to Walker for one. And there is double play number 108 hit into by the Cardinals this year. Third one the Pirates have turned tonight. We'll go to the bottom of the seventh. Stretch time here at PNC Park. 5-4 Cardinals with the lead.
Follow the bouncing Eden Park Smiley Cookie and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Presley starts off with strike one from Chris Carpenter as we begin the bottom of the seventh inning. A 5-4 Cardinal lead. Great shots from our AGH cam, bringing us beautiful and spectacular pictures each and every ball game. Down ball to the right side, and Carpenter beats Presley to the bag. And Presley is 0 for 3. Tonight's AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Dealing with Ryan Domit tonight. He's been on the disabled list since May 30th with a sprained left ankle. Began his rehab assignment yesterday with Bradenton in Single A, Florida. He was a DH, went 1 for 3 with a run batted in. Our injury update brought to you by our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pirates. Steve Pearce has made it all the way back through his rehab.
Working the gum over. Lyle Overbay. So critical that the Pirates did some damage in the sixth to put him in a position where just one swing of the bat with 3 innings to go can get you back to even.
See Ross Ollendorf there. He's also working his way back, taking in the game tonight as he is scheduled to pitch in Double-A Altoona Sunday. So here tonight, being examined by Pirates training staff and working out here at PNC Park, and it's been a long time for Ross Ollendorf. Just his second start of the year. He had to leave early in that start. It's been a long way back for him. Chris Snyder still in the DL. He is optimistic he'll see time again this season after back surgery.
Pitch number 90 to be delivered by Carpenter.
Darno up in the air to left. Holiday under it.
Successful 90th pitch.
2 gone. Carpenter now will face Neil Walker. One thing about the Pirates at PNC Park, they've scored runs a lot of different ways, and the home run hasn't been one of them. Only 22 home runs this year at PNC Park, and to compare that to how many they've hit on the road, they've hit 40 on the road.
It's 22 in 48 games.
Only 22 bucko blasts here. That's a number that has to climb.
Yep.
If this team wants to continue where they are in the standings. 1-1 now to Walker.
Neil has had 2 really good at bats. Line drive to short, line drive to first. It was 3 attempts. Ball hard 2 out of 3 times.
Pitch outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. But still managing to get wins without hitting home runs. 24 wins this season without hitting a home run. The Giants are on top of that list with 29. The Mets next with 25. The Pirates in the top 3, finding ways to scratch out victories without the long ball. 3-1 now to Neal. And Walker, among National League players in July, came into the game tonight first with a .407 batting average. Neal 0 for 3 tonight. Changes that. Oh no, right into the glove of Pujols again. Neal can't hit the ball any better than that. And twice now he has hit rockets right at Pujols. Top of the
which means it's time for guest bartending Pittsburgh Pirates from the past, and Jim Brook in the house tonight, and you're doing things a little bit differently. You're actually letting people try on your World Series ring. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I got the idea a few years ago with kids. I would tell them if it fits, I'll give it to you. And of course, their eyes would light up a little bit. The parents' eyes would really light up. So the people up here, they want to touch it. It's a World Series ring, and they'll put it on and take a picture with me in the ring. So it's just for a way for me to have fun with them.
Talking about having fun, a former teammate of yours is going to have a lot of fun in Cooperstown, New York. Talk about your feelings about Burt Blyleven going into the Hall of Fame.
Well, Burt's a special guy. Anybody that makes the Hall of Fame is very special, and I can't be more thrilled for a guy. He had a lot to do with us winning the World Series. He was the locker mate next to me in the clubhouse, so we had a lot of fun. We played a lot of jokes on people. Very deserving, and I'm really excited for him.
Jim, thanks for the time. Go back to bartending.
Okay, take it easy.
Guys?
All right, thanks, Danny. Thanks, Rook.
They had some fun, serious fun, most of which we can't discuss But they had fun. They got their money's worth. And they were good.
Joe Beimel has taken over for Daniel McCutchen, pitching to Lance Berkman. Well, Teague has that same ring.
He does, yeah. Special year.
And great to see, as they talked about Bert Blyleven, along with Robbie Alomar going in tomorrow, Pat Gillick. And from the broadcaster's wing, Dave Van Horn, a radio broadcaster for the Marlins. Berkman to center field. Here comes McCutchen on the run.
Almost overran it. By the way, Bert Blyleven, arguably the best right-handed curveball in the history of the game.
And a guy who, you know, openly talked about the fact that his numbers warranted being in the Hall of Fame. Finally will be inducted. And I remember talking to him in spring training, asking him if he prepared his speech yet. He said, "What speech?"
Vintage Bert.
Yeah, the one he was been waiting his whole life to deliver. And Beimel will be done as he gets Berkman out. Clint Hurdle says thanks for your effort tonight, Joe. He's got the bullpen. We're taking a break. Doing more on defense, or how about Chase Darno ripping the short hop right off the play, double play hit into by Yadier Molina. Very fine play by Chase Darno. The Home Depot, more saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Great reaction play.
New pitcher on for the Pirates is right-hander Chris Resop, and he will face David Freese and then Yadier Molina. They're right-handed hitters.
53 strikeouts in 44 innings. Rounded off for Chris Resop. Fourth Pirate pitcher of the evening. Maholm started and had a tough start. 4 runs scored by the Cardinals in the top of the first inning, but just one more so far, so he didn't cave in. It's been okay for McCutchen, Beimel, and now Resop, hoping to hold the fort.
Root brings the heat, but don't blame us for the weather. Well, it has cooled down considerably since the rain came through the area. You know, if you're wondering why Beimel was pitching to Berkman, of course, a switch hitter. They wanted him to bat right-handed against the left-hander. He hits 30 points fewer from the right side than he does from the left side. Playing the percentages there.
Really, it's hard for us to tell that it's cooled off in the ballpark because of the air conditioning we have, thanks to Dennis Dupre and the guys downstairs. Great job. It has helped immensely. Thank you.
It's the coolest booth in the league now.
That's right. And the temperature's good too.
I mean, we don't sweat. I mean, it's just, you know. So, you got a jacket? You okay?
Yeah, fine.
You need a coat?
Yep, everything's good. It's all good. A couple more runs for the Bucks will be even better.
Well, David Freese is a guy, he walked away from baseball for a year, you know. He went to the University of Missouri and was just going to be a regular old student, and he just missed it so much. He left Missouri, went to Merrimack Community College in the St. Louis area. Next thing you know, he's signing a pro contract. He's with the Padres and then traded to his hometown Cardinals. The hometown guy from Pittsburgh throws him out. 2 gone for the Cardinals. Take a look at our PNC achievement for the Achiever in You. Congratulations to Clint Hurdle, named to the Florida State League Hall of Fame today. He was the manager of the Mets single-A team there, 88-89. Won the title there in 88 and came in second in 89.
Congratulations, Clint.
Other inductees, Derek Jeter, Pudge Rodriguez going in.
Pretty good class.
Jose Rijo, Gene Nelson. There'll be a dinner down in Florida for that in November. Molina, high drive, deep to center field. This one is gone. And Yadier Molina, his 3rd hit. It's a solo home run. It is now 6-4 St. Louis.
And nothing cheap about that one over the $3.99 sign. It looked good for the Cardinals coming off the bat. And had a lot of carry and a lot of finish and wound up being very good. And that's a huge insurance run for the Redbirds. Straight away. 3rd home run of the evening for the Cardinals.
Six-4 Birds. And Rysop, who has been very good lately, gives up the long ball.
A couple of guys that haven't hit many this year. Freese got his 4th, and now Molina gets his 6th.
Rick Punto. Switch hitter batting left-handed.
As Diaz signaling a 1-1 count on Nick.
Rysop hadn't allowed a hit in 7 of his last 9 games before that home run.
Now his 5th long ball given up.
3-1 to Punto.
Chris Carpenter is in the on-deck circle. There's continuing action in the Cardinal bullpen.
Rain coming down again. Base hit to right. Carpenter's going to the plate.
Might have made Tony La Russa's decision easier with that extra insurance run.
Well, once that ball left the bat of Punto, Carpenter picked up his step and quickly advanced to the plate. He didn't want to give Tony a chance to call him back. Valdez loosening up, but Carpenter will take a ball outside. Now, looking at bench players, Steve,
yep.
The Cardinals carry a 3rd catcher, Tony Cruz, but he's also a utility guy, a 3rd baseman. He's played 1st and right field, so gives them a little bit of flexibility on the bench. And you look and say they have 2 catchers and 3 position players. Well, they really have 4 position players should they have to use Tony Cruz. And out of the Pirate pen, warming up for the first time, is Jason Grilli. Recently signed, most recently with the Philadelphia Phillies organization. Carpenter, a base hit. Deep in the gap. So Punto heading to 3rd base and runners at the corners and 2 outs. And Chris Rysop has given up 3 straight hits and 1 to a pitcher, which is highly unusual for him.
And you go back to the 3rd inning when Carpenter had a single and drove in a run.
Chris Carpenter 2 out of 4 with a run batted in tonight.
And they're giving some more time. This is just an exercise in whoever's loosening up in the bullpen to have an extra 2 or 3 pitches before Clint Hurdle comes out to make a switch. Could that be the case? Perhaps not. They're not going to make a switch.
As far as a role for Grilli, Clint Hurdle hasn't defined it and said we're just going to see how it goes. He said he thought he might try to get him in there in the back end. And it looks as though they might take the young left-hander Tony Watson and put him into more of a long role. They were impressed with his performance the other day against Cincinnati when he went 2 2/3 innings.
Yeah.
1-0 to Ryan Theriot. 0 for 4. Grounded out 3 times and struck out once. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Theriot. Top of the 8th inning. Cardinals have added a run on a solo home run by Yadier Molina. And Molina with a 3-hit night. A single, a double, and a home run. He's scored twice. Albert Pujols a 3-hit night also. Home run, a double, and a single. Right to Overbay. That'll take care of that. The run comes in on 3 hits, 2 left, and that 1 run off the bat of Molina looming large at this point. It's a 2-run Cardinal lead. Sunday against the Cardinals, and it's off to Atlanta Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all right here on Root Sports. With Dan Potash and Steve Blass, I'm Tim Neverett. Andrew McCutchen leads off. Bottom of the 8th inning, facing Chris Carpenter. Carpenter, 2-run lead here, making a bid for a complete game, perhaps. And McCutchen fouls it off. Kutch with a 2-hit night. Singled and scored in the 6th.
Change for the Cardinals at third base, Daniel Descalzo.
There's Descalzo taking over for David Freese. is the tower. See the raindrops falling here in Pittsburgh. Off and on tonight. But once the game began, a half hour late, no delays at all. Cuts into center field. Hung up for John Jay. One down. Huge crowd here again tonight. This is what we expect to be 3 straight large crowds at PNC Park. 38,490. The 11th sellout of the season. Put that in perspective, the Pirates sold out 19 games in the Park's inaugural year of 2001. And when they're up there on the rotunda, you know there's a big crowd in the house. While Overbay 1 for 3, doubled and scored in the 6th.
Keeping an eye on Chris Carpenter as he's just thrown his 100th pitch.
One and one to Overbay.
Carpenter's won 138 major league games.
2009, he was voted the National League's comeback player of the year. Remember, second half of 2007 and the front half of 2008, he missed due to Tommy John surgery. In 2009, he came back strong. High bouncer to Albert Pujols. Carpenter covers. 2 out.
2 routine outs in the 8th inning as he now is looking down the barrel at going for a complete game.
Cards visit the Pirates tomorrow again at 7:05. Come early and enjoy live music and festivities pregame during Heritage Celebration on Federal Street. Stay after the game to watch Zambelli fireworks light up the skyline thanks to PPG. Few tickets remain. To get yours, visit pirates.com. And something's moving around because the wind is kicking up all of a sudden. Usually when that occurs, you start to see more of the wet stuff falling, and who knows what's behind it.
Crew Chief John Hirschbeck is at second base. He's been in constant contact tonight with Manny Lopez, who runs the field surface here. We're getting some strong wind now.
Batten down the hatches up here in the booth. They can start to blow around a little bit. Jones lifts this one foul and out of play. Why you bring your glove to the yard?
You see, the AGH can slow everything down.
Except Chris Carpenter's pitch. Jones down on strikes, and we're on to the 9th inning. 6-4 Cardinals. Jason Grilli on the hill for the first time in 2011 as a Pittsburgh Pirate. Get to know a lot more about him as time goes along, but what we do know about him through 8 seasons, he's 18-18, a pair of saves, ERA of 4.74. Last pitch in the big leagues in 2009. Last year was out with a knee injury all of the year, and gets reunited with his former skipper from Colorado, Clint Hurdle. First pitch, a ground ball to the left side. Cedeno throws out John Jay. One pitch and one away for Grilli.
Yeah, that last major league appearance was with Texas.
And Albert Pujols to the plate. 3 for 4. Pujols with a home run back in the first inning. He loves hitting in this ballpark.
So he's had a tough trip. What, coming into this game?
Well, he was 4 for 23 coming into the game, but I'll change that around a little bit. And he launches one down into the corner. Another double for Albert. 4 for 5. He has a better batting average, more home runs, and more runs batted in than any visiting player in PNC Park's history.
And apparently the left wrist is okay.
And
15 hits for the Cardinals.
As he steps on second base, he's got 9 total bases tonight. Just amazing what this guy does.
Whoever that person is in left field has got a souvenir that has a lot of meaning, if not value. It has both, the way things are now, but a lot of meaning. You've got a baseball from one of the great hitters.
Well, this guy here, number 2 on that list for visiting players, came into tonight's action hitting .362 at PNC Park. Scott Rowland is the 3rd top hitter for average here in this park. He just left with Cincinnati. But a little bit of irony here where you look at the list of home runs and RBIs. Of course, Pujols tops all that, but second place in home runs here, Lance Berkman, 13. Pujols, of course, with 27, and Berkman second in RBIs with 54.
This does not bode well for this weekend. The Redbirds are flexing their muscles with 15 hits so far, and it's quite surprising that they've got 6 runs, just 6 runs. But the Pirates have turned 3 double plays. It certainly helps to keep the run total down. They have gotten their share of base hits and then some.
Two and 1 to Holiday. Inside. One thing about Holiday's game that's changed. Hurdle pointed this out to me earlier. He said he remembers a year where Holiday stole 30 bases. He's 0 for 1 this year. And the Cardinals really aren't running as a team.
Used to be the running Redbirds. Maybe that Mohegan haircut he's sporting now has something to do with it. Slowed him down. It used to be nothing. He had a.
You're saying the aerodynamic situation is not what it should be.
Yeah. Remember from last year, there was nothing up on top. All shaved off.
Albert Pujols and Nick Punto each have 5 stolen bases. Those are the leaders on the club, so they don't run much. And when you hit the ball 450 feet every other time, you don't have to run much. Mark McGwire knows all about that. So does Lance Berkman. Leads the National League in homers, 26. Payoff pitch coming to Holiday. Pujols at second. Grilli's pitch. Swing and a miss. He got it.
He was not invited to the party tonight. And breaking ball down underneath the strike zone. And Holiday takes an 0 for 5 on the night. The Cardinals have banged out 15 hits.
Well, when Grilli visited with Paul Alexander prior to the game, he said his out pitch was the slider, and he put it on display right there. Second time Holiday went down on strikes tonight. 0 for 5 as you mentioned, but responsible for 6 outs, hitting into a double play in the 7th. Now they will walk Berkman with first base open to get to Descalso. Ball 2. Daniel Descalso came in as a defensive replacement for David Freese last inning. On the top of the 9th, 6-4. Cardinals with the lead. And the 4th wide one from Grilli right here. That'll put Berkman aboard. So they've limited the damage that Lance Berkman has done tonight. Take a look at our In Case You Missed It tonight around the majors. It's brought to you by Subway. Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies on a 15-day DL, strained right wrist. The Dodgers, bad news there for that club. The judge denies a financing plan. They're ordered to negotiate with Major League Baseball. Who knows, could be good news down the line. Mark Teixeira 1 for 2 at a grand slam, 2 runs. Yankees lead the A's by a touchdown. And Colby Lewis, a no-hitter against the Blue Jays into the 6th inning. But it was broken up by J.P. Arancibia, rookie catcher, with a solo home run. Here in a free shirt Friday, that's the shirt from tonight. A couple of raindrops on it, however. Good looking shirt. I'm sure we'll see a lot of those around the ballpark in the coming days.
Various uses.
Yeah, it doubles as a rain hat tonight. 2 outs, and here is Descalso. Pujols at second, Berkman at first. Pitch outside. Now Descalso is from the Bay Area and grew up watching the Oakland A's that Tony La Russa managed and Mark McGwire played for, and he imitates a lot of guys' batting stances from that team. That's what he did as a kid. And he's brought that into the Cardinal clubhouse, except he won't do McGwire in front of McGwire. I think he's afraid of him.
Well, McGwire's simply too big. Good judgment.
He sees McGwire coming and he's doing the stances. He just sort of stops. 1-0, and Descalso pops it up. Chase Darno wants it. He's got it. Nothing across in the top half of the 9th. Last wraps for the Bucks. They need 2 to extend the ball game. And Casino scores from earlier today. The Cubs double up the Astros. Braves have beaten the Reds tonight. Brewers and Giants, game to watch out west. Marlins and Mets still going, even at 5. Just underway there. Arizona, Nats and Dodgers still to come. This This is game one of a 3-game series. Pirates and Cardinals. Bucks hoping they can raise that when this one's over. They need 3 runs to do it. They'll be facing the closer for the Cardinals, Fernando Salas.
Schumacher takes over in right field.
Well, the numbers on Salas through 41 games this year. And Salas 17 saves.
Averaging just about a strikeout an inning. Chris Carpenter goes 8 innings, giving up 4 runs on 10 hits. He walked the batter, struck out 4.
Pirates need a base runner. Cedeno to center field. 1 out. Salas has given up 2 walk-offs, home runs on this road trip. Cedeno got what he thought he could drive and just hung it up to center field. Last Friday on this road trip, gave one up to Brandon Phillips, and then against the Mets in the game, Angel Pagan hit one out on him. Pirates a long way from there. Got to get a base runner first. Matt Diaz is out swinging a bat on deck for the Pirates right now. Michael McHenry gets ahead 1-0. 2 for 3 tonight. Pair of base hits for the Fort. Hanging around. They want to see a winner. Post-game show coming up. Break this one down for you. It's on the way at the conclusion of the ball game. One and 2 on McHenry. One ball, 2 strikes. In the dirt, 2-2.
Salas 17 saves, started the year at AAA Memphis. He is closing. And to save the game for Chris Carpenter, it would be Carpenter's 6th win, making 6-7.
Ryan Franklin was the closer at the beginning of the year. Tony La Russa ran out of patience with him. He was let go. He's out of baseball currently. Full count to McHenry. Buccos hoping for some late inning magic tonight, trailing by a pair of runs. 6 runs on 15 hits for the Cardinals, 4 runs on 10 hits for the Pirates. McHenry has 2 of those 10. He's got 3 of the 11. 1 out single for McHenry. Well, the Pirates still with a pulse tonight. Tying run coming to the plate. Slowing it down with the AGH can. So Salas to face Matt Diaz. Diaz still without a home run this year. Wouldn't it be nice? He goes to the right side where most everything he hits goes. Seems to go that way quite often. Pinch hitting 276. Overall a 275 hitter, so right around the same average overall and as a pinch hitter. Nothing in 1 to count. A lot of room on that right side of the infield. Strike call. 0-2 to Diaz.
Hey, you don't need to get it all at once. String a bunch of base hits together.
Doesn't hit much to the left side, does it?
No, he does not.
Oh, 2. 1-2 now to Matt. Hurdle seeing if he can pull a rabbit out of the hat tonight. Alex Presley on deck. 1 on, 1 out for the Pirates. And the pitch. Diaz chases ball 2 and strikes out. Bucks down to their final out.
I'd like to have that one back so he could take it well out of the strike zone.
So Alex Presley, who is 0 for 3, remains the Pirates' final hope tonight. Steve Pearce has grabbed a bat. Pirates hope they can get to him. He's in the on-deck circle. He's back from the rehab stint, rehabbing a calf injury. McHenry will go, and a line drive ends the game. It's caught by Nick Punto. So the Cardinals hang on and take game 1 of this 3-game set. Chris Carpenter will get his 6th win. Paul Maholm will get his 10th loss.
Well, the early hole with the 4 spot scored by the Cardinals in the top of the 4th wound up being too much to overcome. They just were able to add 2 more, but it was enough, and the Pirates go down in this first game. They gave it the good fight, but they come up too short.
So it's back to the drawing board tomorrow night as the Pirates look to even up this series at a game apiece. They drop game 1 here. 6-4 the final score. Stand by. Pirates post game comes your way next on Root Sports.